So you've made the decision, you're ready to leave. And now everyone, your brother, your coworker, your friends, they're all telling you you need to sign something before you go. Is that actually true? Do you need a signed document to be legally separated in North Carolina? The short answer is no. And today I want to clear up exactly what you do and don't need before you walk out the door. I'm Lisa Angel with the Rosen Law Firm. I've been helping families navigate divorce and separation in the Triangle for over 30 years. And this question, what do I need to sign before I move out, comes up all the time. Let's talk about what separation actually means in North Carolina, what a separation agreement really is, and what the smartest thing that you can do before you leave actually looks like. Here's the first thing I want you to know. In North Carolina, separation does not require a signed document. There is no form, there's no courthouse filing, there's no paper you need to execute before you are legally separated in North Carolina. To be separated in North Carolina, two things need to happen. One spouse moves out of the marital home, and at least one of you intends for that to be permanent. That's it. The moment those two things are true, your separation clock starts, and that clock matters because North Carolina requires 1 full year of separation before you can file for divorce. Now, and this is where a lot of people get confused. A separation agreement is a real thing, and it's actually a very powerful document, but it's not what starts your separation. It sounds like it should, right? Separation agreement. But it's a private contract between the two of you. It needs to be in writing, signed, and notarized. Those are the only legal requirements. And it generally covers things like your property, debts, how alimony will be paid, how much alimony, child support, child custody, parenting issues. It's a negotiated settlement that resolves financial and parenting issues outside of court for your divorce. When it's done right, it really can save an enormous amount of time, money, and stress. Ideally, as lawyers, we love it when clients can negotiate and sign an agreement at the same time they separate. That gives everybody clarity from day one. But the reality is that's not always possible. Sometimes life doesn't give you that luxury of a calm, cooperative negotiation before you walk out the door. And there are really common, completely valid reasons for that. Maybe there are safety concerns. And if that's your situation, please know your safety always comes first. You do not need a piece of paper to protect yourself. Maybe there are financial constraints. Not everyone can afford to hire attorneys on both sides and hammer out an agreement before a separation. And maybe emotions are just running too high right now. Two people who are in the middle of one of the hardest moments of their lives don't always have the bandwidth to sit across a table from one another and negotiate a final deal. And that's pretty normal. And it doesn't mean that you've done anything wrong by leaving. You could always negotiate and sign a separation agreement after you've moved out. In fact, that's what happens in the majority of our cases. Separation comes first, then the agreement follows when both people are ready to reach a deal. So if you don't need a document, what should you do before you leave? Please talk to a lawyer. I know I'm a lawyer, and so of course I'm going to say that. But here's the real reason it genuinely matters. Depending on your specific circumstance, there may be things worth doing and thinking about before you move that could affect your case. Things like where the children will be living, what access to financial accounts, financial information are you going to have, how are the bills going to be paid. We're not going to tell you that you can't leave, but we are going to tell you how to leave in a way that protects you. A consultation, even just 1 hour, gives you that roadmap. You walk in not knowing what to expect, and you will walk out knowing exactly where you stand. You don't need a document to separate, but you do need information, and that's what we're here for. So if you're thinking about moving out or you just want to understand your rights, give us a call or visit rosen.com to schedule a consultation. And if you found this information helpful, follow along. We'll keep answering your questions every week.